Hey, welcome back to Kidside. So today we're going to recrystallize magnesium sulfate or Epsom salts. So we're going to go from the small fine powder crystals that you get from the bag to these much larger crystals that you can form. And I'll put a picture in if you can't see that. So these two size crystals too. So you have some, I guess, medium-sized crystals and some sharp ones, but you don't want to touch the sharp ones because they'll cut you. So what you're going to need for this is Epsom salts. So if you don't have any at home, you can get some for like less than $5 at your local store. So you can go like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Walmart, ones near you. Pan, measuring cup, and a pot. So I'm going to set everything up and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. I have everything set up. I don't need my lid. Put it over there. This is my jug of water. My other jugs of water have water or tea in it in the fridge. So you don't really want to use cold water because you have to heat it up. And it's going to take longer for it to boil if you're going to use cold water, obviously. So you want to start with warm or room temperature water. So I'm adding 2 cups of Epsom salt to my pot. The pan's not on yet. And I'm going to set this over here. And then I'm going to add 2.5 cups of water. Alright, and then I'm going to turn my heat on. And a good bit of it's going to dissolve before it actually gets too hot. So I really like orange. So I did add a little bit of red in here. I'm going to add some yellow. Maybe I added too much red. No, it's nice and orange. It's nice and orange. But you can see how it's clearing up to where you can actually see the bottom of it. And you can see those little the parts that left over. And also, because you're adding salts to this, the magnesium sulfate to it, you're reducing the boiling point. So the water may actually be really, really hot. Or the solution may be really, really hot. And you don't know it because it's not boiling because you're used to seeing water boil. You may think, oh, it's not boiling, so you're gonna touch it. Don't touch it. Like, when you add salt to water, it reduces the boiling point, so it can be a lot hotter without you realizing it because it's not boiling. And I'm gonna do a segment on colloidal properties to kind of show that. So it'd be like changing boiling points and freezing points by adding salts. It's almost done. See, there's a little bit of pieces right there. Right there. So you really have to heat it up till it's like mega boiling. Just like super hot. You just want to get it warm enough to where it's just getting everything dissolved. And honestly, a few sea crystals in there wouldn't hurt. We want to get everything dissolved. And it may be a piece of plastic. What is that? Alright. So it's nice and dissolved. Nice and orange. our pot, and you can see now some steam rising, but we don't need it hot anymore. So we're gonna turn this off and let it cool down a bit. So I have some, there's a dog hair in here. Okay, so it's done boiling, and I'm gonna take it off the heat, and I'm putting it on, this is an oven mitt, because I'm gonna put it directly on my counter, just to let it kind of cool down a little bit. And I'm gonna unplug my hot plate. And I'm gonna kind of clear everything up, and then I'll be right back. So, I'm back, and my solution has cooled down. So this is only temporary. So I didn't really get it that hot to where it was just had a roaring boil, but you wanted it, you know, enough to dissolve it. So I'm gonna pour it in my Pyrex pan, which I actually don't need it on a rack. So you wanna make sure it's cool before you put it into a glass container. If this was a metal pan, you know, you can put it in hot, but make sure you put it on something so you don't mess up your countertop. But this is, it's cool now. Go ahead and pour it in. Okay. So now it's in, and it's not quite room temperature yet. So what I'm gonna do is let it get completely room temperature, and then put it in the refrigerator. And then once the crystals form, I'll take it out and show you the results. Hey, welcome back. So today we're finishing up our crystal experiment. So I got my pan out of the refrigerator. It was in there a little bit longer than I wanted it to be in there. So usually about 3 days you'll see crystals start to form. Okay. So once you make the solution, you put it in the refrigerator, and after day 2, you'll start to see little crystals at the bottom. And then by day 3, you should have a pan full of crystals. But I accidentally chucked a bag of bread in mine, so it just took longer because I kind of disturbed the entire mixture. So you want to sit it in your refrigerator in a place where it's not going to get disturbed. And sometimes actually overnight you will see the small crystals that I have here. So these, remember, I put food coloring in them to dye them orange. So I'm just gonna pour off the excess solution. And you can kind of see the pan here. The crystals that formed. It's actually formed some pretty large crystals. So the longer it takes for the crystals to form, the larger the crystals you're going to get. So these blue ones, real quick here. So the blue crystals here. On a black background. These took a while to form, so these I just set them on the counter, and then a few weeks later I came back with some really big crystals. And these here took about a week in the refrigerator. I would have had a tray of the tiny crystals, but again I moved the tray around when I shouldn't have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scoop these out and put them into a bowl just to get them out of my pan. So I'm using a spatula, And try to use the thinnest spatula you have. Some spatulas are pretty thick and they may break the crystals because they are a little fragile. And when you crystallize it, the orange color, just because there's extra solution entrapped within the crystals. So you can actually kind of like recrystallize these and get rid of the orange color, but I want the orange color there. Here. Okay, so here you can see a lot of tiny crystals. And remember, you don't touch, so I'm not really touching, I'm kind of hovering my finger over them. But these really, really tiny crystals, these formed in 1 day. So remember, don't touch these, they'll cut you. These are formed in about 2 days. So you can see they're a little bit bigger, and you can start to see more of a typical crystal appearance in them, instead of just being like little shards. These took a week, so those are the ones I just did. A week in the refrigerator. And you have some bigger pieces. They're still fragile, so if you tap them too much, they'll crack, but see some bigger pieces here. Not many little bitty shards like on the 1 day crystals. And then over here are the ones that took about a month. So these you can touch because, I mean, they're not sharp or anything, and they have a really nice look to them. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you go home and you make crystals from Epsom salts. So remember, 1 day get you small shards, small sharp crystals, and an entire month get you nice large crystals. So you choose what kind of crystals you want depending on how much time you have. Thanks. Bye.